Hello everyone, I am Ritika Zulgar, Assistant Professor IT Department. So in the course of data structure and algorithm, we started our first unit. Okay. So where we already discussed about what is meant by data structure, what are the terminologies are used in data structure. Then we also discussed about need of data structure. What are the operations are performed in a particular data structure, that is traversing, searching, sorting, insertion, merging. Okay. Then we also discuss about the advantages of data structure. Okay. So here in this video we discuss about what is mean by algorithm. Okay. So let us discuss here. So, algorithm is a step-by-step procedure which defines a set of instructions to be executed in a certain order to get the desired output. So, algorithms are generally created independent of underlying languages. That is, an algorithm can be implemented in more than one programming languages. So, algorithms have a definite beginning and a definite end. So, this algorithm is a process or a set of rules required to perform a calculations or some other problem solving operations, especially by a computer. So, the formal definition of an algorithm is that it contains the finite set of instructions which are being carried in a specific order to perform a specific task. So it is not the complete program or a code. It is just a solution, or which is also called as a logic of a problem. So, so which can be represented either as in the informal description using a flowchart or a pseudocode. Next is the characteristics of algorithm. So first characteristics is unambiguous. Okay. So algorithm should be clear and unambiguous. So each of its steps and their inputs or outputs should be clear and must be lead to only one meaning. Okay, so this is called as an unambiguous. So algorithm should be clear or unambiguous. The next characteristic is the input. So an algorithm should have zero or more well-defined inputs. Next is the output. So algorithm should have one or more well-defined outputs and should match the desired output. Next is the finiteness. So algorithm must terminate after a finite number of steps. Okay. Feasibility. It should be feasible with available resources. And the last is independent. So an algorithm should have step-by-step directions which should be independent of any programming code. So we design an algorithm to get a solution of a given problem. So the problem can be solved in more than one way. So these are the different characteristics of algorithms. First is unambiguous, then input, output, finiteness, feasibility, and independent. So next is the data flow of an algorithm. So first is a problem. So problem can be real world problem or any instance from the real world problem for which we need to create a program or the set of instructions. So the set of instructions is known as an algorithm. Next is algorithm. So an algorithm will be designed for a problem which is a step-by-step procedure for that particular problem. Next is the input. So after designing an algorithm, the required and the desired inputs are provided to the algorithm. Next is the processing unit. So the input will be given to a processing unit and the processing unit will produce the desired output. And the last is the output. So the output is the outcome or the result of that particular problem. Next is a why do we need algorithm? Why we required algorithm? So we need algorithm because of following two reasons. First reason is what scalability and second reason is the performance. So what is mean by scalability in algorithms? So it helps us to understand the scalability where we have a big real world problems. So we need to scale it down into the small steps to easily analyze the problem. And the second reason is performance. So in the real world, it is not easily broken down into the smaller steps. So if the problem can be easily broken into the smaller steps, it means that the problem is a feasible. For the scalability purpose and performance purpose, we need a algorithm. Okay. Next is the example. So algorithm for addition of two numbers and display the result. Okay. So first is algorithm to add two numbers and display the result. So here we have a 7 step. Step 1 is what? Start. Step 2, declare three integers a, b and c. Then step 3 is what? Define values of a and b. If I am considering the value of a is 10 and value of b is equal to 20, then step 4 is what? Add values of a and b, that is a plus b. Okay, so we get the addition is a 30. 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. Step 5, store the output of step 4 to c. So in the step 4 we are getting the output is what? 30. So we are storing this 30 into the value variable c, that is c is equal to 30. Then we are printing this result output, that is step 6 is what? Print 30 c. Then step 7 is stop. Step 7 is what? Stop. Stop the process. So here we are adding it two numbers by using this 7 step. Okay. So another example is again for that two numbers of additions. Algorithm is step 1, start addition. Step 2, get values of a and b. Then step 3, c is equal to a plus b, display c and stop. So here the algorithm is what? Input is same, output is same in both these example, but the steps are different. Okay, logic is different, but input and output both are same. Okay, so in this example 1, I am writing the program in a 7 step, but in the example 2, same logic for addition of two numbers I am writing in only 5 step. Okay. So this is another way to design the algorithm for the addition of two numbers. Okay. So next is the factors of an algorithm. So there are different factors that we need to consider for designing an algorithm. First factor is a modularity. So if any problem is given and we can break that problem into the small modules or small steps, so which is the basic definition of an algorithm. So it means that the feature has been perfectly designed for the algorithm. Next is the correctness. The correctness of an algorithm is defined as when the given input produces the desired output, which means that the algorithm has been designed algorithm and the analysis of an algorithm has been done correctly. Third is the maintainability. So here the maintainability means that the algorithm should be designed in a very simple structured way so that when we redefine the algorithm, so no major changes will be done in the algorithm. The fourth factor is a functionality. So it considers the various logical steps to solve the real world problems. Next is the robustness. So robustness means that how an algorithm can clearly define our problem. Next factor is a user friendly. So if the algorithm is not user friendly, then the designer will not be able to explain it to the programmer. So our algorithm should be user friendly. Simplicity. If the algorithm is simple, then it is easy to understand. Okay. So see here in this example 2 is more clear and more simple than the example 1. Okay. The next is the extensibility. So if any other algorithm designer or programmer wants to use your algorithm, then it should be extensible. Okay. So these are the different factors of an algorithm. First is the modularity, then correctness, then maintainability, functionality, robustness, user-friendly, simplicity, and extensible. Next is the types of an algorithm. So there are two types of algorithms are used in the data structure. Okay. So first is a search algorithm and the second is a sort algorithm. So what is mean by search algorithm? So on each day we search for something in our day-to-day life. Similarly with the case of computer. Okay, so computer stored huge amount of data that whenever the user asks for any data, then the computer searches for that particular data in the memory and provide the data to the user. So there are mainly two techniques available in the search. Search the data in an array. The first is a linear search and the second one is the binary search. So what is mean by linear search? So linear search is a very simple algorithm that starts searching for an element or a value from the beginning of an array. That is, as you know, the array index starts from 0 to n minus 1. If you are having the array size is n equal to 5, so array index starts from 0 to n minus 1, that is 0 to 4. So total array size is what? 5. So if you are using the linear search, the element is searched from the beginning of an array until the required element is not found. So it compares the element to be searched with all the elements in an array. So if the match is found, then it returns the index of the element is found, else it returns index element is not found. Okay, so this algorithm can be implemented in the unsorted list. Okay, the second search technique is a binary search algorithm. So binary algorithm is the simplest algorithm that can search the element very quickly. It is used to search the element from the sorted list. Okay, so if you are using the linear search, so in that linear search if we are having the array list is in a unsorted order, so it is useful in a linear search. But if you are using the binary search technique, so in that technique we require the array is always in a sorted order. Okay, so the element must be sorted in a binary search technique. So binary search cannot be implemented if the elements are stored in a random manner. So it is used to find the middle element of the list. Okay, so this is a binary search. So this technique like linear search and binary search we discuss in detail in the second unit. Okay, so second unit is totally based on searching and sorting. Okay, so where we discuss about all the searching algorithms like linear search, binary search with the C implementation, C program implementation, and we also discuss the sorting algorithms also. So like bubble sort, merge sort, then quick sort, insertion sort, selection sort, shell sort. So these are the different sort algorithms we can use in the algorithms. Okay, so this searching technique and sorting technique part we discuss in a second unit in details. Okay, so sorting means what? Sorting algorithm means what? So it can be used to rearrange the element in an array or a given data structure either in an ascending order or in a descending order. So the comparison operator decides the new order of the element. Okay, so these are the two types of algorithm. First is the search algorithm and the sort algorithm. Thank you.